Not only is she back on tour, she's a champion again. Yeah! The legend. Here's Shannon O'Keefe. Yeah! Incredible. What a moment for Shannon O'Keefe.
And welcome inside Silver Lanes here in East Hartford, Connecticut. Emil Williams Jr. joined by Brianna Cote to bring you the Stepladder Finals of the 2018 PWBA East Hartford Open. Bree, first of all, thank you for joining me, of course.
Thank you for having me.
You had an opportunity, of course, to compete, made the round of 32 this morning. You've had a chance to bowl on this pattern. You know it's tough. What are you expecting from this match? And we've got a great group of players, Danielle, McEwen, Lindsay, Boomershine, Josie Barnes, and Shannon O'Keefe.
Definitely. I expect it to be, I wouldn't say super high scoring, but I would say a good scoring pace. These two players bowled well all yesterday and today, so they're going to put up a number. They're going to fight to the end. So I think we're going to see a great match.
I certainly agree. Our opening match will feature Shannon O'Keefe and Josie Barnes. Barnes, the number 4 seed, O'Keefe, the number 3 seed. Of course, Shannon coming off her second major win of her career. First USBC Queens win just last week, so riding the momentum, of course, the Sonoma County title. But first and foremost, Josie Barnes, who will start the match on the left lane, 2016 Rochester Open champion. We're underway. And a 4-7.
Breaks it out of trouble. This pattern being 45 feet, it did have lighter volume, so kind of played tricks on a lot of us to start. You would think you would use some different bowling balls than what you would normally use on a 45-foot pattern, trying to play right. But with this pattern not having a whole bunch of oil in the front part of the lane, it would hook too soon, so it would drive us left pretty quickly. So you may see some of these ladies use some aggressive bowling balls with surface, but they are going to be pretty far in because playing right, it would hook pretty much at the dots. So I would expect Shannon to use something probably like a GB2 or GB3. I really didn't get a good look at what Josie was throwing, but both are probably going to have some surface on them and be a little bit closer to the head pin.
Here's Shannon O'Keefe. First shot here. Opening match.
She's actually a little bit further right than I've probably seen her. She may just have to work with her pace a little bit to get the ball to tip over. Maybe needs to be a little bit slow with it, but still using some surface on the ball.
For Shannon, it's been her season so far.
She's been bowling phenomenal. She's a great athlete, and she's a fighter, so I don't really expect much else from her. Little error there.
Yeah, the rare miss.
The rare miss. You know, even though she's a vet, we still get nervous here at the moment, so see her to bounce back here pretty quickly. She's mentally tough.
All right, O'Keefe, her lowest finish this season, and that trend will continue because she made the Stepladder Finals this week, is 7th, and that was at the opening event in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Through 5 events, your lowest finish being 7th. That's phenomenal bowling with the 5 patterns we've been bowling on. They've all been pretty, a good variety of patterns and lengths and volumes. So just showing just how versatile Shannon really is. And again, coming back with a strike off that open.
just underway here. Emil Williams Jr. with Brianna Cote. We get a very good look at Josie Barnes. Nice camera work by Jason McEwen.
Looks like she is throwing a Rodman Pearl with a little bit of circus on it.
And the 2-8. For Josie. Of course, Barnes, again, the Rochester Open champion. That's her only title to this point. This is her third stepladder finals of her career in a professional event. Did make the 2012 Queen Show. If you recall, it was almost in a sense the introduction of Josie Barnes to.
Yeah, I believe that was her first Queen's event.
To everyone at that point, finished fifth.
Yeah, she bowled awesome. I remember that 6 years ago.
Doesn't seem like that long
No,
ago,
it seems like just yesterday. Great spare on the 2-8.
Important week for Josie to make it this far. And the main reason, I think, she bowled very well at the USBC Queens, but she missed a 10-pin against Liz Johnson late.
Yeah, she did.
Late in that match, and ultimately Liz doubled to advance and ultimately go on to the final contenders match, and Liz, of course, made the show. So to have her bounce back immediately,
yeah,
in a sense, and give her a chance.
And that just shows her, like, she wants to come back and being like, it should have been like I should have been there. I should have been on that finals, because she bowled really well. I actually bowled against her at the Queens, and our match was super close. It came down to the final frames of the third game. We were both in play, making our spares, and it really could have gone either way. And then she continued to bowl well, and unfortunately, we're human. We make mistakes. So I think she just is trying to come back and being like, yeah, I'm here. I had a mistake, but I'm a fighter. I'm gonna keep working for it.
All right, spare made.
She's playing through 3.
And Josie with the early advantage. O'Keefe trying to battle back from the early open, missed a 10-pin. In the first frame, Shannon, the head coach, McKendree University. A couple of national titles.
She's doing phenomenal things there as well. She's on and off the lanes doing great things. Oh. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna go? Oh, no. Ran out of gas.
Well, that's one lead we've seen a lot of outside of
just a bit.
the other pin. I won't mention it for sake of ruining someone's evening here in the stepladder final, but a lot of wrap 10, a lot of ring 10s we've seen.
Yes, the 10-pin was not our friend this week. It was stubborn. And I was told that these are new pins. I was told that today, and then I was like, this makes sense now. They just installed new pins not too long before having us, so if anyone's ever bowled on new pins, they don't like to fall down super easy, so.
They did it just to mess with you. But you are correct.
Yeah, they just like to throw whatever they want at us, and we'll take it, so that's fine.
You two have had a very solid start to the season. We'll get into that momentarily after the O'Keefe shot. Fourth frame.
That's pretty good. Great shot there by Shannon.
And to kick the 10 out.
Just by watching the last 4 frames, her having Josie start, it looks like she's got a little bit of reaction on the left lane than she does the right lane. Her ball's going through the pins, reading it much better, so makes sense as to why she had Josie start the match.
Brianna Cote, of course, back-to-back stepladder finals for yourself. Fountain Valley, of course, the Queens, the top seed in both, and the runner-up, unfortunately, in both. Barnes.
Good shot by Josie.
How have you been able to, essentially be able to bounce back and just, take what you can from both of those experiences and put them in the pocket for later use to be able to learn from it?
I mean, I know running through my mind the last 2 events where I finished second, there's things I could improve upon, there's things I could have done differently, and maybe the outcome would have been different. But I'm very proud of my last, those second places, especially the Queens being my hardest tournament. So came in here with the same mindset. Unfortunately, the pins didn't fall for me this week. I fought hard just to make the top 32, and I was proud of myself for doing that and trying to move up as much as I can. And Louisville's a new week, but the game plan's not going to change.
Barnes with the double. And now O'Keefe's had to step up here in the 5th frame. Trailing by 8.
That one picked up a little bit. Leave it 3-6-10.
Perhaps the first sign of, we certainly won't say trouble, but
Maybe some confusion. I don't know if she liked it or not. Kind of hard to tell. If it maybe just picked up sooner. And again with another open.
very rare.
Very rare, it is, but unfortunately it does happen.
Yeah.
2 mismakeables, so she just needs to kind of forget those first 5 frames, restart, and try to make the best 5 shots she can to finish out this game.
In one sense, certainly it proves that she is certainly human.
She is, yeah, we all are.
Errors do happen. Can she bounce back here?
Oh, great shot.
Solid shot here in the 6th. Well, as we've talked about, see a missed opportunity or a missed spare, missed single pin, for example. As Jason can attest, now Shannon has a couple opportunities after her early open. At the 10 pin, made the one in the 3rd. She'll take care of this one as well.
It's not going to go away easily. I've always been a believer that if you miss a spare, you're going to leave it again very soon.
That's exactly what we said earlier, and that's exactly what's happened here in this match.
Okay, so just don't miss it because it's going to show itself very soon.
Barnes and O'Keefe see each other often, of course. Josie, assistant coach at Vanderbilt. In fact, these 2 teams met in the national championship this season with Vanderbilt defeating McKendree.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. That one looked like it was going to check early, and it kind of laid off last second, getting the 7 out very late.
Josie, I mean, obviously the angle's certainly in front, keeping the ball in front, but I mean, she is not giving away the 1-3 really at all.
Yeah, and especially with, I mean, even though they had some practice on it, there's, semi-fresh, I would say. You really didn't want to give away the pocket until it kind of broke down a little bit later on in our 8-game blocks, but you won't see it as much here. So it's just you're going to keep it in front of her and keep the ball into the 1-3, and hopefully they fall for her.
That's got to push. Wow.
That was a great shot.
4 in a row.
She's mentally tough. She's one of the strongest players I've seen out here mentally. I mean, she fights to the very end.
Now back to O'Keefe, who is behind it here. Needs to get something going. 7th frame.
Great shot. That should help her ease up a little bit, finally conquering that right lane. That was a great shot. I know she was talking to Brian before that shot, maybe did some adjustments on that lane.
Shannon, 8-time titleist now on the PWBA Tour. I think without question the early leader, and certainly the points obviously say it, the leader in the Player of the Year category at this moment.
Definitely. Can't really argue that point right now. She's bowling phenomenal again, and good double there. Those are 2 really great shots for her.
Saw the penny cam there, ball drive right through the 1-3 and clipped the 8 on its way. 10 back.
So nice when the pins cooperate.
Isn't it?
It is. Josie's working on a 4-bagger here.
score for O'Keefe, 217. Barnes in very good position, pacing around the 230s here, and doesn't look like she's going to stop anytime soon.
No, she's her look is really good right now. She's, like you said, keeping in front of her. She's not giving away the pocket, and the ball is going through the pins really, really well.
Mark here, and we're going to see Josie Barnes facing Lindsay Boomershine. Lindsay, the number 2 seed. Danielle McEwen, the number 1 seed. Lindsay looking for her first title. You see her off in the background there. Here's Barnes. 9th frame.
Oh, got away with that one.
Josie making Vanderbilt proud, Nashville proud, and perhaps most importantly, the hometown of Vandalia, Illinois proud. Not only by what she has done here on the PWBA Tour, but her career is off to a great start, and certainly as we would expect. Oh, Shannon looking to finish strong here.
Oh, there she goes.
An opportunity for the fans to not only watch some great bowling, but see one of the best players in the world this week, and all of the players in the world here. See the crowd. It's been like this throughout.
Yeah.
You mentioned when you came back in.
Yeah, I was like,
how do I even get to the booth?
Get to the booth? The fans have been great. It's great to see them out here supporting us, and we're very thankful for them. So it's great that they come to watch the best women in the world bowl. I know Shannon's going to be disappointed with how this game started, but she's finishing very strong. Look at the positives of that. She went out throwing great shots.
All that's left at this point is to determine the final score. But Shannon will finish 4th here. Again, 7th, 1st, 6th, 1st, 4th. There's the finishes for Shannon O'Keefe.
Yeah, those are pretty good. You keep it in the single digits. I mean, that's impressive. That's impressive.
It's rare at this point to see her lose, in a sense, because if she makes the Stepladder finals so far, she's been 2 for 2, of course, this season.
Definitely.
But now 2 for 3, but I mean, just an incredible season so far, and you certainly expect it to continue. 217.
Yep. Like I said, finish the second half strong, walk away with a positive. I know she's going to be thinking about those 2 spares for a little while. She might go home and start shooting them for a little bit, but I mean, nothing to really hang her head up. She bowled really good the whole time qualifying, all today. She bowled really good to get into the top 4. Oh, Josie with the pocket 7-10.
And I'll tell you, I mean, I imagine Josie looking forward to at least a field shot, just to maybe
maybe see something else.
See something else, try a different ball, just to see if necessary she needs to make a ball change. But
maybe she'll entertain us and pick it up.
Well, we have seen one made. I believe it was Christy Hardy earlier in the tournament.
Really?
Yeah, made it down on maybe 43 and 44, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken.
Impressive.
And final score 233. Pocket 7-10 for Josie Barnes. And Barnes will advance. He will take on Lindsay Boomershine. We will see Shannon, of course, next week in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where you will see all of us,
Yeah,
of course,
we will be there.
in Louisville, Kentucky. Old TV on Extra Frame will be there. PWBA On the Road show will be there as well. You should check that out if you have not. On Bowl TV, of course, the USBC YouTube channel, and all of the PWBA social channels, as well as PWBA.com. Another person who will be there and has some familiarity with that state is Brianna Cote.
That's me.
Last time we were in the state of Kentucky, Brianna won the Lexington Open. You looking forward to next week a little bit?
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I have some fans in that area that are
Okay.
coming to watch, so I'm really excited to see them. I actually met them when I bowled the women's championships a few years ago. I subbed, and they've been following me ever since. They've been great supporters, so I'm super excited to see them and hang out and hopefully bowl really good for them.
Nice. Well, you've been doing that.
Yeah.
Certainly as of late, so
Yeah.
I think you've got a good chance.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
And while we have a moment, actually, I mean, what's been the key or keys for you think, this season versus last season? Last season was some early struggles.
Mhm.
The rest of that season was pretty solid, and now you kind of rolled that into great success so far here.
Yeah, I mean, once the tour season ended last year, I worked really hard on physical game stuff, trying to be mentally stronger when things get bad, not to think so far ahead, just kind of stay more present. The beginning of this year, a couple of things, made new changes with a new ball company, which has been great. I've been very fortunate to have some good support with that, and just other things kind of pushing me as far as things not going my way at the start of
Sure.
the year, and that's just been driving me to really do the best I can, and it's just pushing me harder, and in a sense I want to prove to myself my worth, I guess. And I'm just using everything that I wouldn't say bad or just things I've had to overcome
Sure.
as motivation to just be successful on tour.
So we've got the Brianna Cote bulletin board at the house.
Not really. I mean, they're just like this week, and there's things I need to work on here. So I'm gonna go back. I'll be home for 2 days, work on some stuff at home, and come back next week and see what the next pattern brings us. So
Number 2 seed here is Lindsay Boomershine. You've been in the position where she is right now, looking for her first title, her third career Stepladder Finals appearance. What advice and what do you expect out of Lindsay? She's bowled so well throughout this week.
she has bowled really well. She's been fairly consistent throughout the whole tournament. I think for her, she needs to calm her nerves. She tends to get a little bit nervous, and you can kind of see it in her bowling. So I think if she just tries to settle those down and just do what she's been doing the last 2 days, she's going to be in a good position to face Danielle. She really can't look ahead to bowl for the title
Sure.
and win the title, because I think her mind will go the wrong way. So as long as she can just be patient and just stick to what's been working, I think she has a great shot at taking on Josie.
Couple more shots here for Lindsay Boomershine to get a good look at where she might end up playing. Style, we've seen that particular bowling ball. Not sure if it's the exact same one.
I think it's the one she's been using. I believe it's the New Storm Intensifier. I believe that's what she has been using most of this week. We actually bowled on opposite ends, so I didn't see her much in qualifying. Bowled a little bit with her next to her this morning, and then watched her obviously for the 6 games of the round of 12. But that ball seemed to work well for her, and she's in the same zone that I've seen her in. So unless the lanes start to do something funky, I don't see her moving too much away from that area.
From a lane play perspective, and for the viewers who have not experienced, of course, this side of it from a TV perspective, when you're practicing and the amount of practice that you do get, I mean, how much in some cases do the lanes change, or have you seen in your experience?
So in my experience recently with the USBC Queens,
Sure, okay.
the lanes changed drastically from my practice to my first 2 frames. And it's expected with the lights, the environment's much different. The lights were much brighter at the USBC Queens than they were when I won my first title.
No pun intended, right?
No. They were literally so bright. So I'm glad we had some extra practice. So they can change without even any warning.
Right.
So you just, if that happens, you do what you can to make the quickest adjustments possible and make the best shots. And hopefully you guessed right, and hopefully the pins go your way.
Josie Barnes will start the match. Of course, Lindsay Boomershine had the opportunity by being the higher seed to choose who will start. She elected for Barnes to start. Josie first frame, and so far business as usual.
Yep. Great shot. She looks like she actually got that one a little bit further right down lane. It may start to break down to where there is a little bit of hook to the right. I mean, not a ton. She's still not really getting it too far away from the head pin. But it wasn't, as we like to say, more shoved into the pocket as the strikes were the last game.
Well, I think, I mean, for Josie's game, she on her A game, I think when she's really comfortable, likes to see it can just go away from the pocket a little bit, not too much, but a little left to right in her game. So if you give her that extra,
If you give her a little bit of that bump right, I mean, she's going to use it for sure. Looks like we're trying to figure out the scores here. Bear with us. I think they forgot to reverse the arrows when Josie bowled.
A little momentary break, but nothing that never hurt nobody. So.
We'll get it fixed. No big deal.
While we have a moment, I'd like to thank our sponsors on the PWBA Tour, BowlerX.com, Go Bowling, Nationwide, Pepsi, and Cubica AMF. Also like to thank Kegel, our official lane maintenance provider, as well as all of our registered products, companies, ball manufacturers, apparel, and accessories. So there's a lot that goes into the PWBA Tour.
There is, yes.
We're certainly thankful for everyone who has a role in what
Definitely.
we do.
We wouldn't be here without the sponsors. So I'm thankful for sponsors. I'm on both ends with being a player and then also my husband and I being a sponsor of the tour. So, we're here to support, and we're thankful for all the support that we get from all the sponsors. So thank you.
Nice round of applause for
the scorekeeper. So Lindsay will get us started off here. Looks like that was a little bit left off her hand.
First shot, essentially on TV.
Yes,
on
TV.
The season for
it is
Lindsay.
Technically on TV.
Well, we try to do what we can to provide as best as we can get,
it's
of
great.
course.
I actually just got a text from Erin McCarthy. Hi, Erin. Wish you were
here.
Erin. That the live stream quality is phenomenal this year. So she just wanted to tell us that, and it is. It's just being in the booth is really awesome to see the monitors and everything. It looks great. So you guys are doing an awesome job.
It's sparing there for Lindsay. I know 3-6-10s can always be a little tough, but first one out the gate.
Kind of always. No, they are always tough.
You mentioned this is the third Stepladder Finals appearance for Lindsay. She was the top seed back in 2016, the St. Petersburg Clearwater Open. The runner-up to Rocio Restrepo there. Also appeared as the number 2 seed in the 2017 Go Bowling Players Championship and finished third.
That's right. I was trying to figure out which one I was missing, and that was the one I was missing. Yeah, she bowled really great that tournament as well. So much better shot there by Lindsay.
This bounce back shot there. Of course, the opportunity here for Josie Barnes now with the game under her belt.
Yep.
It's an understanding, of course, what's happening generally speaking on the lanes at the moment. Now, first shot on the right lane here. Game 2, match 2, semifinals. Danielle McEwen awaits in the wings.
Great shot by Josie. She is dialed in.
By Barnes. Looking tough would be an understatement at this point.
Yeah, she's got the game face on.
We know it's early. It's still a long way to go here, 10 frames. A lot can change, a lot can happen. Things looking good for the 6-time Team USA member. We spent some time, of course, on Team USA with Josie.
Junior team.
And junior team, how about that?
Team.
Well, what's one of the qualities you think that makes her so special in being Josie Barnes?
She is a phenomenal team player. So being on Team USA, she's just a phenomenal team player. For her, again, she's so mentally tough. Like, it's amazing. Like, if you guys are seeing her, she's got a game face on. But, like, when push comes to shove, I mean, she is going to capitalize on whatever she can. Yeah, it's just, it's just amazing to watch. You can never, ever count her out. I remember a couple times last year, she'd be on the bubble for things, and she would just bear down. Oh, mixed it up there for Lindsay.
Nice angle there. You saw the actual tip of the 7-pin there.
Yeah.
Go down. Boomershine now a mother. A different aspect in life now. Her son Aiden with husband Hank. Aiden was at the Queens, running around doing his thing, and
with all the other babies. Yeah, he was. He's a cutie.
back on the big stage here on the Professional Women's Bowling Association, former Nebraska standout. And look, maybe left
again.
Hit a break?
No.
Well,
I guess
that's
the 10 pin's a break, yeah. Yeah. A little timid there. You need to let it roll a little bit. Get off her hand.
Lindsay, of course, was part of one of the oddity type records in St. Petersburg. In that match against Rocio, she lost 165-134, which is actually the lowest scoring match in PWBA TV history.
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
It was.
It was. It really could have gone either way.
Takes care of business.
I don't think she was quite sure about it off her hand, but makes the spare. So Josie looking to continue her streak here. Get some more pressure added to Lindsay.
Again, if you're just joining us, you're watching the 2018 PWBA East Hartford Open Stepladder Finals. My name is Emil Williams Jr., joined by Brianna Cote, Jason Thomas, our producer and director. Barnes won 233-217 over Shannon O'Keefe, match 1. And every shot this match has looked exactly like that. She's got the front four.
She does. I mean, and they're great shots. 10 back. The 10 pin's got no chance.
I tell you what,
when the ball goes to the pins like that.
We've seen a ton of leaves this week, and seen a lot of players just kind of struggle with carry, and you mentioned it.
Definitely.
As well, and not just single pins. I mean, we've seen some weird multi-pin combinations, a lot of 4-5s.
Yep,
for
I left that.
Well, I'll stop talking.
It's fine. It's fine. I faced the facts. It's fine. Yeah, that one to me got a little right. Didn't really hit that pickup spot. I mean, she's doing a little bit too hard. And that's typically what happened if you got fast and got to that spot. You were going to 2-4-8 bucket. It wasn't really a lot of 2-8-10s because of how close we were to the pocket. But, you know, typically when you're coming up light, lots of buckets.
All right, so not the easiest, of course, of spares.
Trying to go by her.
Hey.
Her reaction didn't look too good, but she makes a spare. Not a very easy spare.
4-8 is taken down. And folks, don't forget to check out the PWBA.com website. The Go Bowling PWBA Challenge updates. Go Bowling is providing $10,000. PWBA Challenge, it will take place during the U.S. Women's Open, actually right before the start of competition the day before.
So awesome of them. That's got a hook.
Uh-oh. Get out of there. Get out of there. And a 10-pin, or excuse me, a 2-10 as the 10-pin
yeah,
remains.
that one looked like she really tried to get around it. Tried to loop it a little bit more. Lindsay being a higher rev rate player, you know, she'll see a leave like that as opposed to the bucket. But I didn't see a whole lot of those this week.
Just going to attack this spare here.
It's the one.
It's the 2-pin.
It's going to be trailing.
Open frame. And the 5th for Boomershine. How important, and if you know, kind of put yourself in where Lindsay is, just to kind of relax and regroup to throw the best shot she can.
Yeah, and that's hard, especially she had 2 really good shots, 2 timid shots. That one, I think she wasn't aggressive enough with it. That was a much better shot. I mean, I would just tell myself, make good shots. Just make a good shot. Whatever happens, happens. And that's really all you can do. I know she keeps looking up at the scoreboard. Just kind of focus on one thing. Like I said, it's hard to not look ahead, but just kind of stay focused at that one frame at a time.
Is that John Janowitz in the right corner there?
It is.
How about that?
I saw him earlier, and I was like, are you lost? He's actually bowling Open Championships at the beginning of this next week. So he was taking a couple days to do his shopping thing, and he's like, well, I'm going to come watch bowling. So
a man of good fashion.
Yeah. So he's not doing the lanes.
That ought to belong to Doug Dukes this
He's
week.
being a spectator, supporting women's bowling.
I should also add most recent USBC Hall of Fame inductee, John Janowitz. All right, here's Josie. 6th frame.
That one's a little bit right, too.
Oh.
Just like the last one, so we're leaving 2-7-8. This one's not an easy one either.
So the 2-4-8, now the 2-7-8.
Yeah, those last 2 got away from her. I don't know, I would say she's not trying to throw it there.
Sure.
Just missing a little bit right, hoping maybe it'll roll up to the pocket, but just not quite getting there. Despair here. And, almost the bounce. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
All right, so open frame and a little life here for Boomershine.
Right. A little bit of light here for Lindsay.
Certainly wasn't out of the match by any means, but
Definitely not. I mean, there's still a lot of frames left, and anything can happen.
At that point, I feel, that, and take me through it maybe, when you see your opponent do something like that after what you've just experienced, if you're Lindsay, should that give you like a
new life?
A new feel? Maybe not, you're not totally relaxed, obviously, but
Definitely
you're
not
not on the
relaxed,
edge either.
But you're like, okay. We have something to work with here. Great shot there. Way to come back there, Josie, on that one. That one actually revved up, but I think she was a little softer with it. So that was a good one.
All right, Boomershine. She can step up and double here. Frame 7 and 8.
Put a little bit of pressure on Josie. I mean, Josie really hasn't been pressured yet, so kind of see how she would react if Lindsay were to throw a double here. The hook.
Wow.
We're looking at a 2-7-10. Just by watching her ball, I don't think I've seen her try to really loop it this much. She was keeping it more in front of her earlier in the day, so I don't know if she's just missing. Maybe needs to move in on the lane a little bit more. It looked like this lane was tighter for Shannon as well, so. And 1.
And she gets 1. 121
In
the 7th, and that a little daylight. Essentially, after Josie opens in the 6th now, just immediately back into that mode of must strike in a sense.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's running through her head. Also, kind of like, what's going on? Because the games go by so fast. Like, it's slower watching it, but when you're actually bowling them, the games fly by.
Certainly a must-strike situation. That's a good one.
Yep.
Nice flush.
Yep, definitely moves everything a little bit more inside. Kept the ball more in front of the pocket.
Lindsay can shoot 211.
Mm-hmm.
And Barnes at the moment, if she continued, let's say she went strike, spare, paced out at 213.
Still anybody's game at this point.
Seen a couple of multi-pin conversions, or excuse me, leaves from Josie. One converted, one open in frames 5 and 6. Got back on it here in the 7th, and now 8th frame. Oh,
that was a good one.
Kick on the 10.
Yeah, late kick.
Almost wrote 10 pin down.
Well, I mean, it was standing. It was standing. You didn't see a lot of those late kick 10s this week, so I understand why you almost had the 9 written down. So Josie up here in the 9th. That looks pretty good. No kick on the 10 on that one.
10 there, but that was an important double.
It was a very important double.
And now a spare. If she makes the spare, she'll be looking at 182 in the 8th. Boomershine still with a chance here. I mean, she's going to finish the match and can put pressure.
Yeah, if Lindsay can strike out for 211 and make Josie show up in the 10th frame.
All right, spare made. Boomershine can strike out. And Barnes would have to go 9 out to lose by 1.
So it would make her a mark. Definitely.
First things first, 9th frame. Boomershine. Hook.
Oh,
jeez.
light 4 pin.
Wow.
That's those new pins for you.
Man, that looked pretty good.
That was a much better shot on Lindsay. She made the correct moves, got a little closer to the head pin in the pocket, kept it more in play. So I think, with the match being in hand, Josie may try something in the 10th frame.
Yeah, off camera, she went over to talk to Brian O'Keefe, the Team EBI reps. Spare there for Boomershine. And now, of course, mathematically over here. So Josie Barnes will bowl for her second PWBA title.
She will.
And she will face the ever so tough
Danielle McEwen.
Danielle McEwen.
Or we like to call her Robot.
I know, you mentioned that. Shannon's mentioned that.
Yeah.
Stephanie's mentioned that. Boomershine. Oh, come on.
Oh, there
How
it
about
goes.
There's a smile.
The pins always seem to fall when it's over.
Well, for the former Nebraska Cornhusker, had a great collegiate career. Did you guys bowl each other around the same time?
No, we were the same years.
Oh, same
the
years.
Exact same years.
How about that?
So we bowled against each other a lot. A lot.
A good week of bowling.
Great week for Lindsay. I'm actually not too sure how she bowled at the Queens, but she bowled really well this week.
Made match play
Okay.
at
All
the
right.
Queens. I think lost their first couple matches.
Okay. So maybe, went out a little quickly, but good bounce back for her as well.
But she did finish 7th in Fountain Valley.
Yeah, she did. I know she bowled well in Fountain Valley. So good tournament for her.
190.
Good finish for her. Got the double. So Tried to end on a positive there.
Certainly, and for Boomershine ending that game, minus the splits, but you throw them in there. If one of those is a makeable spare, I mean, and obviously you can go back and count pins everywhere.
Definitely.
But even the ninth frame, I mean, give her one hit.
Yeah. The light 4.
All right, Josie Barnes now. Let's see what she'll elect to do. She's got a different ball.
Yep, that looks like a Rebel Yell. So she's trying that.
Josie on her way to averaging 230 plus here.
Yeah, it looks like she threw, I don't know if she said she missed right or threw it right, but it hooked back, so. And then Danielle will join us for a couple practice shots as soon as Josie finishes up. It looks like Danielle's mom made the trip.
How about that?
I don't think she knew they were coming.
Lucky Charm is here. Well, then I gave it away.
Well, no, well, she saw her. She had to have seen her. She was down there with her. But I had asked her earlier if her mom was coming. She's like, no. My siblings have other things to do. I'm not priority anymore.
I know, yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, her mom's a super busy lady.
She was here, though, I believe, early first day.
She was here yesterday morning, yeah. Yep. So, good finish there by Josie.
Barnes, 232 for 190. That's a W. And Josie moving on to face Danielle McEwen, the number 1 seed. Great bowling again to Lindsay Boomershine. That's a great hand clap from this wonderful crowd here at Silver Lanes as we welcome you back inside the Bowl TV on Extra Frame live stream booth. My name is Emil Williams Jr., joined ever so graciously by Brianna Cote. And Bree, let's set up this championship match. Josie, it really not necessarily in cruise control, but it certainly has seemed that way. It has thrown a lot of strikes, 233, 232.
Yes.
Danielle McEwen is coming onto this pair now as the top seed. How should she approach, and how would you approach? You've been in this situation, of course. The practice situation, what she's looking for on the lanes, and I imagine she's looking for something similar, perhaps, to what she's been doing this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's going to look for what's been working. You know, she's been using lower bowling balls with a little bit of surface on them just to kind of control the front part of the lane, keeping her angles super in front of her. I think her game plan is not going to change. It's going to stay the exact same. She's a tough competitor. She's one of the best in the world. So same thing with Josie. So I think it's going to be a great match. It could go either way, in my opinion, because they both bowled well. So in all qualifying and every round. So I can't say one's favored over the other. I think it can really go either way.
Get a good look at what's at stake. Today's trophy, the PWBA East Hartford Open. You mentioned, you said lower bowling balls. Is that in that term for you weaker?
Weaker, yeah. So something that's not like I would say something. I mean, like for heavy oil, you would think you want to throw like your highest like asymmetrical bowling ball. Like for me, it'd be like a Sherlock. But because the fronts tend to hook so early, you want something to kind of be clean and get through that. So you want a little bit cleaner cover, so that's what Danielle's doing. Still has, the shine taken off because it still is 45 feet. It's still not a shorter pattern, so you do need some surface to kind of get the ball to pick up at some point. So that's what she's been doing, and it's been working really well for her. I know they drilled her the 2 balls that she's been using the last 2 days, and it's been working really well for her. So she's got a good game plan. I think she's going to stick to it.
Danielle won again in Fountain Valley, of course, as Mrs. Cote finished second at Butts. It was a long pattern. That pattern was 46 feet. And Danielle, mentioned that there were some similarities, but then it also made her think from a confidence perspective, like, hey, I've won this. I've conquered something similar, although there are some differences, as you've mentioned.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, for Danielle and for myself, I bowled really well in Fountain Valley. Here, I kept it in play, but I couldn't get my ball to go through the pins. It was just something either about my speed, my rev rate, my roll is. It just was not matching up. So it was really a grind for me to get the pins to fall. Danielle, you know, she's a very versatile player. She has a wide range of tricks, and I think she was able to manipulate her ball roll to get the ball to go through the pins a little bit better. But she's playing pretty similar to what we played with, you know, at Fountain Valley, just like I did. I mean, I just played the same part of the lane. It was just a matter of getting your ball to get through the pins the correct way.
See Danielle getting some last-minute info from Mike Devaney, Jim Callahan, Storm reps. Danielle will start the match. So folks, if you haven't already, take this opportunity. Get that popcorn.
They have popcorn here at the bowling center.
It was fantastic too,
It is
by the
good,
way.
yeah. And they started popping it the first round yesterday, and it was like 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that smells so good. So, yeah, get a drink, get some popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn, drink, potty break,
Maybe.
whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you have to be quick though.
I want to thank everyone here, Tony Renaud, and everyone, the proprietor here, of course, Tony at Silver Lanes, Hall of Fame Silver Lanes, his great staff. It's been a great couple of days here in East Hartford, Connecticut. First time the tour has been back in the state of Connecticut since 1999.
Wow.
First time in the city of Hartford or near it, 1987.
Oh, I was one.
Excellent context right there from a historical perspective from the one and only Brianna Kotek.
I was just like waiting to see what year. Like, was I alive yet or no? So Danielle is going to get us started here. Let's see what she's going to start with.
Little applause for D-Mac as well. I mean, everyone's excited about this match.
Definitely, it's going to be a good one. So Danielle is actually starting with the all show off that she's been using most of the tournament.
All right, D-Mac, your tournament leader since the end of round 2. And first shot 2-8.
I looked a little bit further right off her hand. Again, if you're not slow enough, when you miss right, it's just not going to pick up.
Can Danielle be the first player to win a title this season from the number 1 seed?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, 2-8 on the way.
Great spare. Great spare. That's not my favorite spare.
No, and it
That's
looks
my least favorite spare.
even more difficult on this pattern of something like
Yeah,
this.
definitely. I left a 3-9 this week, and I thought that was easier than a 2-8. Yeah.
How about that?
That's my nemesis. Josie's going to get us going here. First frame for her. Sticking with the ball that's been working.
Mitch Barnes, 233-217 victory over O'Keefe, 232-190 over Lindsay Boomershine. First shot, championship match. It's a good one.
I feel like we hit rewind, replay.
She has thrown it great, and that goes without saying. Here in the Stepladder finals, came in as the number 4 seed, has worked her way to the title match. Looks like sticking with the same ball that has gotten her here, of course.
Definitely.
Took the opportunity to get some information in the 10th frame in the semifinals, but
Yeah. But if this is working, don't change it.
absolutely.
Still a pretty good shot.
Oh.
A break on that one. That one did check a little bit sooner. Didn't push through it as much. But got a lucky break there.
Danielle McEwen, obviously one of the tops in the world, as you mentioned, Bree, won the 2015 Tour Championship, the 2016 Wichita Open, won last year in Rochester, and already this year a winner in Fountain Valley.
That was a great shot. You can tell when she likes it. Great shot there for Danielle.
And came the second player, of course, after Shannon O'Keefe in Sonoma, to win a title in all 4 seasons
Very impressive.
since the relaunch of the PWBA Tour.
Very impressive.
The other person who still has an opportunity to join that club, of course, is none other
Then
the reigning 3-time Player of the Year, Liz Johnson, who finished 5th, by the way. Just missed the Stepladder finals.
great shot. Yep. It was a battle there those last couple games for some spots on the Stepladder final. It could have really gone 3 people for 2 spots, and it really could have gone any way. It really came down to the last game, last few frames actually, on whether it was going to be Josie or Liz, and Josie stepped up to the plate.
Other players, making the round of 12. Stephanie Johnson finished 6th. Jen Higgins finished 7th. Giselle Poss finished 8th. Liz Colkin finished 9th. Barnes.
Oh,
All right, 10
that one
pin.
didn't look that bad. I thought that was actually a pretty good shot. Maybe touch fast in the last one, so it didn't really drive through the pins as much.
Sydney Brummett, tour rookie, your
Roommate.
roommate, finished 10th. Another rookie, Jordan Richard, in her first standard
Yes.
event on tour, finished
Yes.
11th, and Tanya Raubin from Indonesia rounding out the top 12 this week. Anchor down, clear as day. The assistant coach of Vanderbilt.
Yep,
Former player.
she actually just drilled that spare ball.
How about that? Inside knowledge.
Inside knowledge. Try to get the scoop on everyone for you guys. Alright, Josie up in the 4th now.
Push.
Whoa, that one did not. That one looked further left than the one that she got away with the 4-7-10 and picked up. So I would say the 4-7-10 shot was probably closer to her target than that one for sure.
All right, Josie will go attack the 6-10 here. Move on to the next frame. Textbook.
Yep. Stays playing through 4.
Danielle wasn't too happy with her queen's performance.
No, she was not.
Bowled well in a sense. Overall, finishing 34th, but yeah, obviously not what she wanted. But after she got done, strike there.
She went to Korea.
In the 4th, she went to Korea.
I said, hey, where are you going? Korea? Oh, there's just a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, I was talking to Tanya at the end of the event, and she said that she was going to Korea with Danielle, and I was just in my head like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like,
All
where-
right, you
what?
got
Where you
week.
going?
See you next Thursday.
Okay.
But you know, Danielle, she's a world traveler. You know, this is what she does. This is her job, and she said that she didn't bowl the best, but she had some really good Korean barbecue, so it made up for it.
Yes, and we had a good combo about that.
Yeah, that one. Oh,
All right, no
that
love
one
on the
revved
4.
up a little bit too, just like Josie's. Only leaving the 4 pin.
You seen anything on that particular lane, for example? That
I think it's just picking up a little bit sooner, maybe just with all the surface going down the lane, starting to get a little bit of a burn spot. So they just maybe need to bump in a little bit front to it, a little bump in, and you know, use that if they miss right for it to come back, as opposed to going through the face. I mean, a 4 pin is much better than a big 4. So I would anticipate both of these ladies making a little bit of an adjustment on that left lane.
McEwen with the early advantage here. Josie Barnes has been solid throughout.
Josie's up in the 5th frame, working on a spare. Great shot with Josie.
Shots have looked like that, as you said earlier, kind of on repeat.
Yep. Majority of the shots have been almost identical.
6 strikes in the first match against Shannon O'Keefe. 9 strikes in the semifinal match. Of course, that included an open. So if you wonder, well, how'd you shoot 9 or get 9 strikes and only shoot 232? Well,
It's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Bowling never ceases to amaze us.
No, it does not. She made a move here. That does look like it's further inside, and that does not trip the 4-7. 10. I don't look like she moved in, but her angle was maybe a little bit too dead on the head pin. Maybe need to get it maybe one or two right from there, but you still have really closed angles, really straight angles on this pattern. But if you get too straight on it, and it's again it's 45 feet, it's not going to move much off that head pin. So Josie going for the 2. So she has an open here in the 6.
All right, 115 in the 6 now for Barnes. And really, and she had gotten some shots maybe that were a touch left. She was able to break down splits for the most part to leave something makeable. And you see her talking to Team EBI rep Sean Ryan. Here is McEwen now with an opportunity to step up and double here, frame 6 and 7. Frame 6 first.
That's pretty good.
And out there, 10.
Great shot there by Danielle. And that's what she's been doing all, I feel like saying, I want to say week, but it's like 2 days. Like the whole tournament, I should say.
Right.
That exact same look, exact same pace. She's been doing that and using the same ball, and it's been really good for her.
D-Mac able to just kind of stay in her own rhythm, so good at it. You mentioned, we've talked about it throughout, just the versatility, things she's able to do with her hand to manipulate bowling ball to stay in a particular zone.
Definitely. She's a very versatile player.
And of course, the shot repeatability.
Oh, that one got a little bit right, leaving just the light 7. That could have been a lot worse. I thought that was pretty far right off her hand. I don't know if she lost it or what, but kind of looked like she lost it off her hand.
That right there is good news for Josie. And obviously, Josie has been great in the Stepladder finals. But we know how great Danielle is, certainly.
Definitely. I don't care who you are. Nerves happen. I'm pretty sure Liz Johnson said gets nervous at moments. It's a human nature thing. So let's see if Josie makes she struck over here in the 5th, which is a good shot. Let's see if she makes an adjustment when she heads back over to the left lane. She is down 24. Is that correct? Wow, impressive. Oh, look at my math skills.
Right, Barnes, 7th frame.
Got that one right, and mixes up for the strike.
Josie's so fluid in her approach. And they think about she's worked hard over the years on her backswing.
Yes, it used to be not so straight. And she's done a really good job these last couple of years to really straighten it out and keep it straight consistently. She's always worked on her game. Being at Vanderbilt, now that they have lanes on campus, it's really good. And I think she's actually the maintenance lady. I'm not going to say maintenance man because she's a lady.
That's right.
But yeah, she's done really good things with her physical game.
Better shot. Oh, gets the 10 out.
She did make the move there. She moved everything in to get it away from that spot that checked a little bit soon.
All right, Danielle strikes here in the 8th, lead down to 14. It's a big double there for Barnes.
It was a big double. Wow. I knew she liked it as soon as she started getting lower with it. Oh, it was just a matter of it was going to cooperate or not.
Heck of a shot there.
Great shot by Danielle.
McEwen. Able to extend this lead here.
I got chills. I don't know if it's because I'm frozen or because the match is so close.
Well, I'm a little.
It's a little chilly.
I've been chilly all week.
I'm sure you have.
But, you know, the nerves go from the lanes all the way back to the booth, too.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I get a little.
know. Especially when things start getting crazy.
My pen gets a little squiggly every now and then.
It's got to roll up. Ugh.
Okay. Well, we're getting down to it.
We are. Definitely getting down to the nitty gritty here. So at this point, it's going to be in Josie's hands.
Absolutely. She can max out at 235. With the spare, best Danielle can do is shoot 229. A potential shutout situation.
Danielle covers the spare nicely.
That certainly would be fitting. Back to Josie's queens and the way it ended. To bounce back. And she came back the next day ready to work. We talked about it during the week on the broadcast. She had some work responsibilities to be a part of the Fan Fest. And she was actually the TV talent or stats for the TV talent on the show.
Exciting.
But, you know, after a couple hours, she texted Jason and said, hey, what time should I be there?
Yeah,
So,
awesome.
Class for Jose. And now big 9th frame shot. Get out of there.
Look at that. Some great shots there by Josie.
Tenth frame. It is in the hands of Barnes.
It is.
As a player, I'm sure that's exactly where and what you would want.
Yeah, it's some days yes, but I think most of the time, yeah, you want it in your hand. Like it's most of the time, yeah, like you want to determine your own fate. Never leave it in the hands of the judges.
You can say that.
Watch a lot of UFC with my husband.
2 strikes and 5 for a win. That's one.
That's impressive.
Again, McEwen can only get to 229.
That's right. So Josie needs one more for the shutout. One more in 5. Correct? Yep.
One more in 5.
One more in 5.
This is in a sense very similar to that Queen's experience. Here's the moment.
Yep.
Takes the deep breath. 2016 Rochester Open champion. A strike here. And good count. And Barnes will have her second PWBA title. Here it is. And no.
Oh, it's in front of it. And that one actually looked a little bit left of her last shot. Maybe a little bit more firm. I mean, it's hard not to get a little firm when you're trying to get that 10 out on this long pattern. But it could have gone. It was a great shot. She put it there. She put it in play. So now it's actually going to be in Danielle's hands. Danielle's going to need a double here.
And now, if my math is correct, a double and 6.
Double and 6, and Danielle can take the title.
224.
I had a feeling it was going to be an exciting match.
For Josie Barnes. And McEwen, we've said throughout, another player that you cannot give an opportunity to. Now, her chance to step up.
Definitely.
First shot looks a little bit right. Gotta hurry. It's not. And Josie Barnes
will be your winner.
has just won her second PWBA title. A emotion. You can see it. Wow. Good
And the
spin.
streak of number 1 losing continues.
Yes, it does. Boy. What'd you see on that shot from Danielle?
It was right. It was definitely right off her hand. It was not the best shot she's thrown. You can see it in her face. She's not happy.
No, no. Not many times you see
that one's
the
probably going to
emotions
strike.
from Danielle.
So definitely, just not a good shot off her hand. So, but I mean, Josie bowled awesome. She bowled amazing. She's like, I don't know what to do.
When we had the I guess the Stepladder finals meeting, in a sense, right after the finalists were introduced by Tennille, and we were in a group. It was myself, Tennille, Lindsay was there, Shannon, and Danielle, and Josie was kind of right behind us, but wasn't looking.
She was not
And
paying
we're like,
attention.
hey Josie. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
Wow, congrats to Josie. What a match.
I knew it was gonna be a great one.
What
And,
a match.
And you know what? It could have gone either way. Both players did amazing. They threw great shots. And it came down to the 10th frame, and those are the matches we like to see.
It was a well bowled, well played match. There was one open, of course. It came back in the 6th frame. It was the 4-7-10 from Josie, but just like she has throughout the Stepladder finals, if there was an open, she followed it with, in this case, a 4-bagger, but really it was that double that kind of set that tone to where.
Definitely, and she made an adjustment. It looked like the left lane started to pick up a little bit sooner, and she made the correct adjustment, and it worked.
All right, let's head on down to Neil Milligan.
Well, we do want to have a trophy presentation, and we have Tony Renault, our proprietor here at Silver Lanes, who's going to present the trophy to Josie.
Congratulations, Josie, on some great bowling. I want to thank you as well as the rest of the WPBA to come out here and bring professional bowling back to Connecticut. And I want to thank all you fans who came and supported the event. Thank you.
All right, Josie, two-time PWBA champion. How does that sound?
Pretty cool. This one's a little sweeter.
And how so?
Well, your first one, you work really hard for, you earn it, but sometimes you have a little doubt, like, can I get the second one? So, especially on a pattern that I don't totally care for, it feels pretty good.
Wonderful. I know earlier this year, you were an assistant coach with NCAA championship with Vanderbilt University. How does that compare as a player who's won an NCAA event to being a coach?
They're both sweet in their own right. I think this last one, maybe because it's fresh, feels a little different, a little cooler. I think we thought when we won the first one, it'd be really easy to get the second one, and I stuck around for 11 more years to get the second one. So, they're both unique in their own way, but it all feels pretty sweet.
Now, does that put some pressure on you as an assistant coach being out here to show your athletes what it takes?
Yeah, I think sometimes, you just want to give them, the best example that you can. And so, in a lot of ways, it's helped me, I think, become a better person because I think about them a lot when I'm, doing everyday things. But I thought about them a lot today, too, after I made the TV show and, how I preached to them that they should just be having fun on the television show. It's, you don't know how many moments you get like that. And so, I thought about that a lot.
Well, being a champion also means you are now on your road to Richmond.
Yeah.
You have secured your spot into our tour championship final. What are you going to do between now and then?
Work my butt off. I mean, you've seen the talent out here. Shannon, one of my best friends, she's kicking butt this year. You have everyone that, is working their tail off, and so it doesn't stop here.
Is there anyone that you would like to recognize or you would like to on your journey?
Yeah, a lot of people. My husband, for one, he stays at home and takes care of everything. Of my sponsors, Columbia 300, that are always behind me, Vice, Chameleon Sportswear. My family, my parents, they're probably blowing up my phone right now. My boss, who allows me to be out here every weekend, which is a pretty darn, I'm thankful for that. And then we have our sponsors out here. We have Go Bowling, BowlerX, Pepsi, Nationwide, Cubica AMF, and then, of course, everyone here at Hall of Fame Silver Lanes. You guys have been awesome. You'll always be one of my favorites now.
Well, wonderful, Josie. Congratulations, our 2018 PWBA East Hartford champion. Again, thank you all very much for coming out today. We appreciate it. We just want to say thank you again. We're looking forward to coming back again next year. So be safe, be good, and support your sport. Have a good evening, everybody.
There you have it, folks. Neil Milligan talking with Josie Barnes. Of course, the road to Richmond. Her ticket is punched.
It is. She's on her way.
Wow. Congratulations. Just to quickly recap, she defeats Shannon O'Keefe in the opening match, 233 to 217. Then takes care of Lindsay Boomershine, 232 to 190, and defeats Danielle McEwen, 224 to 216. Final thoughts on a great week here in Hartford, Connecticut.
That was some awesome bowling.
We look forward to seeing you next week, right?
Definitely.
Excited to be back in Kentucky, and that's where you will find us next week, folks. Louisville, Kentucky, Fern Valley Strike and Spare. We'll be right there for you on the road. Of course, be on the lookout for that episode next week. I want to thank everyone here. Tony Renaud, you just saw him. Big thanks to him and his entire staff here at Silver Lanes. The fans were great. Everyone from snack bar attendants, everyone you could think of, the locals were fantastic.
Yeah, they were great. I can't wait to come back.
I want to thank Jason Thomas, Jason McEwen, Neil Milligan, Kathy Kavicki, Kathy Waka, and everyone who certainly has a hand in the PWBA success. For Brianna Cote, my name is Emil Williams Jr. We'll see you next week in Louisville. And, of course, until then, folks, do what you can to make a fan in the sport of bowling. We'll see you next week.
Bye.